everyone, and welcome to another reading. Welcome to the month of September already. I hope you're doing great. Yeah, we continue with this year, and it's very unique, I think that's the word. I think it is very unique time, and we cannot deny that it's intense and that sometimes it's confusing also to kind of know, especially I don't think we can just come back to live the way we were used to in certain situations, especially in the planning of certain events. Um, it is kind of a time to just wait and see and take it easy, take it day by day, and really just listen to this inner guidance as much as we can. Anyway, uh, I'm doing the same, and yeah. So this month, the letters, the Hebrew letters, are giving us some idea of what we can, um, what is the central subject of this month, and it's related to, on one hand, on unconditional love, and on the other hand, is related to the idea of identifying where is it that we judge, what is one of our, let's say, most usual habits of judgment, so we can also kind of transform our life, our reality, by um, letting go, by eliminating, by purifying that part. So the first card that comes to this month, or the first letter that comes to this month, is the letter of Shamek. And maybe if you have heard to other monthly readings or other of the videos that I do, normally or lately I do work with these Hebrew letters so much. And so Shamek is talking about the acknowledgement, to recognize ourselves as sons of God or of the universe or of the creation, um, whatever name you want to call it. So it's really to recognize our roots as divine, and and by that is also letting go of the idea that we are not enough the way we are to be loved, so that we are not, that we have not anything or everything that everyone or anyone has, whomever that is, to be lovable, let's say. And because we at the end are part of this creation, we are part of this divinity, and we are as lovable as anyone else in this universe. And to understand also this is the capacity to perceive. Um, so that will give us the capacity to perceive beauty and goodness in everyone and anyone around us. In everyone, but then also in anything around us. And and I think this is the key. The key in this month is to be able to tune in, or as you want, to align to the vibration of the unconditional love, so that we are able to receive as well, or to be a vessel for divine inspiration that is also aligned with that. So it's just really to kind of fine tune ourselves into the right channel so that we can receive the inspiration from that source, the right source, let's say. But also this month, we have an obstacle, or let's say we have a challenge. And the challenges are not here to make us suffer, but mostly to make us aware of how we can grow, where we can grow, how we can transform a situation. And in this case, the challenge or the obstacle is really, how can I say, portrayed in its essential way, because hit is, its meaning is really the obstacle, And um, so what Head is asking us is to go beyond our usual mental structure. And here's where we kind of link the beginning of this reading, because we need to identify what are these judgments, what are these common ideas or judgments, or what are the subjects or the themes or the even can be the qualities or the situations that we are judging all the time. So if you maybe take the time through a day or through, I don't know, when you are doing some travel or where you have some idle time, and if you would kind of take note, really like writing it down so you can really see it. Take note all of the judgments that come through your head as you experience the world, as you are perceiving, interacting with the world. So maybe it's better when you are outside in the world, not at home, because maybe it's more difficult to be exposed to something or to some people. But as you are probably outside in the world and you have some half an hour, let's say, try to just note down and check what are those judgments, what are those situations that you are judging. Um, and and this is also allowing us to observe where we are conditioning our love, right? So where we are putting conditions to our love. So if you are not, I don't know, I'm just saying, if you're not blue, then I don't love you. If you're not, if something is, I don't know, just if something is not the way I think it should be, then it is not. It is not good for me to love, right? So, in this sense, we could realize where we are placing our judgment. And in this purification, in this exercise of purification of our judgments, we are also uh, being asked by Head to abandon those mental structures that actually are uh, enchaining us into what had happened, into the history of what happened, into what was. So because that what the mind does is basically it is always trying to protect us from anything that can be unknown or a change that we cannot control or anything that is new that we do not know. And so the mind is protecting us, but it's in a way also um, constraining us to um, to only perceive the present in relation to the past, with reference to the past, to what had happened, what was possible in the past. No, and so we also, in this way, we limit ourselves so much into what is possible today, what is possible now. Also, just think about when you relate to someone, no, your spouse, your partner, whatever. Um, you or a friend, you are always probably anticipating how the other person will um, react because you think or your mind thinks that they know how the other one is. And because of your perception of that person in that way, most likely that person is going to precisely meet you in the way that you expect them to behave or to do or to say. But if we were going to be outside of this judgment area and we would be able to kind of place ourselves outside and really let's say, be open to whatever the person is going to be actually in that moment, we would probably be surprised because that person is going to be different. We are going to perceive that person in a different way. It's not easy. It's not an easy task because we are used to um, only observe and then make kind of a construct of how reality is, of how the other person reacts or is, and then we kind of go on for that forever, right? Unless we kind of get maybe into a crisis and we start to kind of shift our perceptions. But we can do that anytime. And this is what September is asking us or is offering us. So the result, finally, this last letter, is the letter He. And the letter He is also about breathing. It's the breath that we take also to create space inside of us. And I think in this case, by taking away, by abandoning these mental structures, these judgments, all this kind of noise that is inside of us, we are creating a space like a fertile ground inside of us, so that light, that divine inspiration can come in, can ground in, can sit itself, and that we can also create new life inside of us. New life means giving birth to new ideas, new inspirations that are filled with life, that will birth into maybe things, maybe relationships, maybe contact with other people, but that will give more life to this planet. And I think that's what we all came here to do, especially if you're listening to this video and you're interested in these subjects. So what we can understand, it's also that in this being as the creator, no, in this, we were talking in the beginning that we will recognize that we are his or her sons. We are discovering that we are also a creator, and we are creating with He a space, so that, no, like the vacuum space that the Ein Sof, or the infinite, needed to create, so that he could kind of create it. She can create some other world that is not part of him. So we need the vacuum, we need the empty space, so that light can be seated in it, and a new formation, a new creation can be birthed out of it. It is probably not going to be revealed now, because what I understand is that in this month we are just in the formation part. So there's no really an external revelation of that light. There's not a manifestation of that inspiration yet, but it will come in the months to follow. Yeah, so I think it's a pretty nice month. I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, I hope to see you here next month with these readings. See you next time, and have a good time in the meantime. Bye bye.